Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We're at season 3 for this podcast. Now, I've made a lot of changes because I took a pause. It was a little longer than I thought it was going to be. I don't know if I just enjoyed doing nothing, but I was interviewing a lot of people because I had to get very, very crystal clear on what I wanted to do in this next chapter of business and life. Did I still want to be doing a podcast? The answer was absolutely yes. I love doing the podcast. Did I want to start guesting on other people's podcasts? The answer was yes. I definitely wanted to do that. So I'm doing a lot of guesting at this time. It is different to step out of being the interviewer and being the interviewee or vice versa, whatever. But I had to come up with the who, the what, and the how for me. Who do I really want to help? And it became very clear as I started talking to people. I've been there. I know what it feels like. So I decided to go with women entrepreneurs. I'm an entrepreneur and we're different. We don't get that paycheck every week or 2 weeks unless you've set up your books to do so. And I wish I would have done that actually. But we are also different in the fact that we want to make an impact. We still want to be contributing, to society. After you turn 50, you usually are an empty nester at that time. Usually you have a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge. And I wanted to share something that had such an impact on me. And this is one of the reasons I'm choosing the woman entrepreneur over 50. I was watching the Dr. Phil show. Now, we're talking 20 years ago, and I still remember it to this moment. And you will too after I tell you about it. I just told it on another podcast, and I thought, no, I want that on my podcast because it was a demonstration of age and aging and how important it was to really welcome every single day of our lives. And so this man was on Dr. Phil, and he was 72 years old. And he said, there's just nothing left to do. I mean, I worked. Now I'm retired. I don't have anything to do. But, I'm comfortable just sitting in a chair and watching TV. And his wife said, oh, I don't know if I'm that comfortable doing that, but okay. And Dr. Phil said, I want to prove something to you. And they went to break. They came back and they put a tape measure on the stage. Now it was huge. They made it out of paper or something. And he said, I want you to walk over to that tape measure and just stand on the number that you are. What is that number? And he said, 72. He said, okay, go ahead. And he walked over and he stood on 72. And he said, with life expectancy at 80, I'm just wondering how much time you have left, but look behind you and see all the time that you have spent working, getting jobs done, whatever you were doing. And he said, that's a lot of time. The guy was just like shocked, Then he looked that way and he saw just so little time left. If the life expectancy is 80, could be 90, could be 100. That's 0.002, so I don't think so. But it shocked the man. And uncle, Dr. Phil said, well, how do you feel now? What do you think you're going to do now? Well, he bought a motorhome and he traveled all over the place. And they just lived a very simple life. They sold their home. They had a wonderful time. I have no idea what he's doing today because, of course, the show is no longer on. But I thought it was such a wonderful demonstration about aging and how important it is to make sure that you're doing what you love. And so that's why when I said, well, what about the what and the how am I going to do this with these women entrepreneurs over 50? I thought, well, I'm going to change the title of my podcast. I'm going to still do that and still going to be women entrepreneurs over 50, working less, making more, doing what they love. That's exactly what all these women that I've talked to want. Now, some are over 40, some it happens at 60. It's different for all of us. For me, it did kind of happen in my 40s. But here's what happens for sure when you're over 50. You're an empty nester. You have a lot of knowledge. You have a lot of wisdom. You have a lot of experience. You have things you want to be doing. And so now I had to think of my how. How do I want to help these women? Well, I'll do it on the podcast. Now, that's going to be a free presentation every single week. I thought, what else can I do? Well, I'll do videos. I'll do programs. I'll do all kinds of courses. I'll do a mastermind. I'm going to just do a lot of things so that they can write their book, sing their song, tell their speech. So one of the things I'm doing on the podcast, it's going to be called We Talk. It's kind of our TED Talk. And most women are not wanting to be on a stage with TED Talk with thousands of people watching. So I thought, good, I'll go ahead and do this We Talk so they still get to tell their story. I give them the platform to do it. And now they have a nice beginning, middle, end, and we discuss it afterwards. And that's a really fun thing. I won't be doing that every single week, but I am going to be doing it at least once a month so that I can feature certain women. Now, they may have something that you can work with them because you identify with their story. That's fine. But I will tell you this is my promise. You will be hearing from me every single time I'm on a podcast, every time an email goes out, I'm always going to be saying, inviting you to work with me in some way. If I'm singing your song, if I'm the one you're hearing, you're resonating with me, then I will make it my promise to create things at every single level financially, every level, whether it's an hour here or it's 6 weeks program or 2 months. See, because I don't want a full year program anymore for me. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for shorter and more profound and more intense kind of things at this point. And I know these women over 50 are too. So until we meet again, it's Patricia Noel Drain, and welcome to episode 3.